position is very simple. That is, whatever I say is my personal position. Yes, you understand? By electronic voting that is coming in February, the position is this: INEC have to make sure, they don't leave any stone unturned. You understand? They should be pragmatic. They have to be pragmatic, and they have to make sure everything works perfectly. Everything INEC needs have to be given to them in order for them to deliver at the end of the election in February. That is my own personal position. Well, let me start from Nigeria Airways as a national airline. It's quite unfortunate that presently Nigeria does not have a national airline that is working. But I can assure you, if God permits and Asiwaju becomes the president in the incoming presidential election that is coming in February, I believe this thing will, it will come to place. Definitely, our national airline will be working. Talk of all our steel company that is not working, like Ajaukuta, Osogbo machine tools that are not working. It's unfortunate that the present administration has not attended to it. But different leaders with different qualities. I can assure you, when you look at the background that Asiwaju is coming from, all these things will be working. Asiwaju laid a very good foundation in Lagos State, and that is what all the governors that have been coming after him are working upon. He makes sure BRT is working in Lagos State. He laid the foundation. And today you can see the number of BRT buses. Assuming there is no BRT in Lagos State, what will have happened to transportation fare? You understand? So I believe if he's able to emerge, God permit, definitely all these things will come to pass. It will work perfectly. Okay, Cocoa House is a Western region property. It is not a federal government property. You understand? I remember during the Western region when we came as a young students then, that we came on an excursion as far back as 1974-75 that we visited Cocoa House. The Western states then is being managed, but presently the Cocoa House is still owned by Southwest states. I believe if they come together, all these things will definitely work. You understand? I can assure you, because as I said earlier, God gives individual a different qualities. The qualities you have is different from my own. My own is different from yours. So definitely, with based on antecedent of Asiwaju and his qualities, virtually all these things will work and it will come to a place. And all Nigerians will definitely be happy that all these things are working, and it will be of a great benefit to all Nigerians. It is unfortunate that virtually in all government agencies, an average Nigerian is not enjoying it. In fact, when you even look at the bill, NEPA gives people, all individual corporate organizations. You understand? It is very astronomical. But when you look at it, that's why the fact that it's highly astronomical. You understand? The present government said that they will definitely do something about it. But as at now, nothing has been done. But as I said earlier, personally, I believe in the qualities of Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu. All these things will be addressed by the special grace of God. That is, if God permits and he becomes the president of Nigeria. That's my own personal position. You understand? So on the general election that is coming, personally, I look at the three major presidential candidates: Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu on the part of APC, Alhaji Atiku Abubakar on the part of the PDP, and Obi on the part of a Labour Party. You understand? Personally, I'm not talking as a person that has a particular interest. But when you look at the profile of all these three major presidential candidates, you will see that Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu has a qualities. You understand? That supersede all of them. You understand? And when you look at it critically, Lagos has been a place where other states comes to copy in terms of infrastructural development, in terms of a complete, renovation and a lot of things that they have done in terms of the judiciary. You understand? When the present vice president, Chief Yemi Osinbajo, was a commissioner and attorney general, you are the commissioner of justice under Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, you understand, 1999, 2003. They make sure that all pile-up cases were able to, they were able to attend to them. And what did they do? Before, when you go to court, immediately power failure is there, a judge cannot sit. But with Yemi Osinbajo, then they make sure that all our courts complex were renovated, the air condition were working. You understand? Perfect your case, compile everything, deliver it to the judge. There is no need of you coming today, coming tomorrow, and you see that in a very short while the judgment was delivered. All other states, it is on record that most of the states came to copy what Lagos State did. You understand? So be that as it may, my own personal position that all these things will be addressed. Right? Be that as it may, I don't have a, my own personal position is this. Asiwaju was once a senator. He was able to deliver. He became governor of Lagos State for 8 years. He was able to deliver. And when you look at all the governors that have ruled their various states for 8 years, what is the relevance of most of these past governors? But since Asiwaju came in, he has been relevant in the state politics, in national politics, even in international politics. You understand? Be that as it may, in 2015, March 29, he was able to predict that this is the position of the election. March 29, 2015 at a hotel. He told them, all the others that came, that APC will win. And they told the margin that day that PDP will get 45%, APC will be 51%. At the end of the day, that was the result. And the election was yet to be conducted, March 29, 2015. And that was how the result, eventually when the result was conducted. I think he coming out, and by that personal slogan of his, that Emilokon, he has seen it. The only Almighty God is a final decision maker. But with what is on ground, I believe Asiwaju will win. Look at it this way. Southwest. Nigeria is divided into 6 geopolitical zones. We have Southwest, we have Southeast, we have South-South, we have Northwest, we have Northeast, we have North Central. I can assure you, out of these 6 regions, is going to have a margin of more than 75% in the 3 regions out of the 6 in Nigeria. Southwest is guaranteed. You understand? Northwest is guaranteed. Northeast is guaranteed. I have my own basis for that. Northwest, where Buhari comes from, he was able to tell Buhari physically one-on-one that Buhari, you are the next president. March 29, 2015, he told him at a hotel, there was a program. He told him, you are the next president. And Buhari became to pass. And the Northwest people, their own position is, this is the time to compensate him back. You understand? Southwest is looking at it that it is our son. We will not disappoint you. Northeast, you understand? Where this man comes from. Asiwaju make sure these Northeast people have never had a position. You understand? In terms of a vice president and senate president. But with Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, he make sure that the vice presidential candidate office is from there. You understand? The present Senate President, Ahmed Lawal, he told him that Ahmed Lawal, you want to become Senate President, make sure it is done. With Asiwaju Bola Ahmed, he will make sure he cut across all the nations. All areas people are having ill feelings among various tribes, you understand, among various regions, he will definitely address it, and there will be peace in Nigeria.
Oh, well, they have to put their plans in place. They are those organizing the elections. We don't know how they are organizing it. If they feel that they are not ready, they can extend it. But if they are ready, they will look for the necessary factors, the police, the security, and all the necessary factors that are necessary, and then bring the election to place. The properties that you are talking of belong to the country. And it is very sad for us to hear that the country, instead of developing, we are rather retrogressing. And these things were done by the APC government in accordance with their manifesto. You see, they are trying to use a capitalist sort of, capitalist sort of administration, which is bad. Capitalism is a very bad form of government, even in Britain, even in America. So any country where there is capitalism, there is problem there. There are poverty and problems and problems. So me, as a whole, I'm against it. So we want the PDP to come to power, and they will come with the Nigeria People's Welfare Policy, where the government and policy and manifesto, where the government will take over everything. The government will do everything. We are not going to privatize anything. Government will take charge and do them. And even we want Atiku to come and employ over 150 million people in all the 774 local government. Will be employing people there. So we activate it back to power. Yes.
If I may ask you at this point, are we really practicing democracy in Nigeria?
Well, democracy is good, but the capitalism, you see, try to differentiate between the two. Democracy is good. People must free for talk of their freedom, but the economic capitalism is bad. So we still want to do democracy, but with people's welfare economy policy. People's welfare economy policy, where the government have interest in the welfare of the people, because we make the country and we are suffering. So we want another government to come and then put up people's welfare policy, so that they will employ people. They have to employ. The population of Nigeria is around 200 million. Out of the 200 million, 50 million people don't need government. But we, the 150 million people, we need assistance. We need somebody to help us. So we want the Atiku and the PDP to bring people's welfare policy, create employment in all the sectors. Number one, our water resources is not good. The water we are drinking is coming from the hole, ground hole. So there must be Federal Ministry of Water Resources with branches in every local government, where they will employ people to purify the water well for us to drink. Number two, the Atiku government must come and then build low-cost housing in every local government. It is when the jobs have been created, then we will have money in our pocket, because they will pay us with salary. But when they say private sector, which private sector is abandoned of everything? So in fact, the APC has failed. Got wrong in almost all the areas. The welfare of the people. More people are now poorer than before. We have over 150 million Nigerians. We are not living well. We are poor because most people have been thrown out of job and they don't have job, so that they will get salary to be paid to get money to feed their families. You see, so we want the Atiku government to come, employ more people where everybody will be working. At the end of the month, you will get salary inside your pocket, and then you feed your family. And then we also want the government as a welfare state. You build houses for the people. The Atiku government must build one low-cost houses in all the 774 local government areas. The land is there, and we also want the Atiku government to go into agriculture. Where the land is there, they will employ people to do agriculture, and then produce more food so that we can also export to other countries.
My friend, you have asked a fundamental question. If all this thing is working properly, it will surely add to our gross domestic production, and it will help, it will improve Nigeria's standard of living. It will create more jobs for the youth. But one of the fundamental Nigerian problem is foundation problem. All the three wise men in person of Zik, Muhammadu Bello, Obafemi Awolowo, did they really see themselves as one? If I will quote Obafemi Awolowo that he see Nigeria as a mere geographical expression, and if you look at the way we interact, we have different orientation. Either you are Igbo, you are Yoruba, you are Hausa. The types of orientation they give you from your home is different from what they give you. We don't have a common national character as in Nigeria. That is one of the foundational problems. With all these assets that you have mentioned, what make it down? It is that most Nigeria, they can't differentiate with public assets and private assets. So many Nigerians see public assets as their own private treasure. That is what former Richard Akinjide said before he died, that a section of Nigeria see public assets as a private treasure, which is one of the reasons that we found ourselves where we are today. So that is what that is what we are saying. In many spheres of this life, you will see Nigerians outside the country performing wonder from this country, that many see the image outside that we are so corrupt, we are not organized, we don't have institution. What's wrong? Look at many institutions in Nigeria, private institutions. You are see they are performing. What's wrong? We did not get it well. I have said it. It is down to the way we look at our national assets. We have proved with time with great men. Philip Abiodun in America is the one that invented the fastest computer. And then with the insecurity happen here, many want to come home, but they can't. And we need to change our OT, our orientation, that if you are put in the public place, you are there to serve, not to acquire wealth for yourself. So first of all, I will first look into the 1999 Constitution. 1999 Constitution, the way I look it, I perceive it, have created a lot of havoc for Nigeria. In the same Nigeria, one republic, we have two laws. some are operating Sharia law with Isba. I mean, it is not supposed to be. Are we running in a right direction? The law enshrined in 1999 constitution does not give power to the people. It gives power to the state, which is very wrong. It is a fundamental taboo until we get it right. With that constitution carrying the best brain, I don't think we can go anywhere, because there are something you will operate. Even some not you will operate with that constitution. It's a manner that will guide you. And when your constitution is wrong, what are you going to achieve? Typically nothing. Nothing. And then about for the four runners up, to me, I would be a little bit biased. You can basically call it my position anywhere. Obi is treading, but I see still the challenge is between the APC and the PDP candidates. And then Southerners should be very careful. The way they are saying power must come to South, power must come to South. Although Northerners did it 2015, that they rally against the incumbent president and support one of their own. But we are at a very sensitive time now. We are at a very sensitive time. Southerners should be very careful with the way we are shouting that power should come from the south, because our political terrain, it is not jolly now. We have to consider many factors.
Are we practicing democracy? Now the question is, what kind of democracy are we practicing? From my understanding, we copy US, Abi, democracy. But the fact, if we copy US democracy, it's obvious we're not practicing real democracy in this country. It boils down to bad leadership. Our past leaders and present leaders should be blamed for it. If you are in your house now, if you are number one, I mean the father that controls the house, if you're bad, it will boil down to everybody in that family. The fact remains that our past leaders are not doing their work, and that's why you have failed institutions like NEPA, whatever. So the question is, if only youth can wake up and take back their country, these things will start working. Failing to do that, we will still be having more failures, NEPA, whatever, call them. The fact remains, it boils down to bad leadership. The fact remains, Nigerians were religious, Abi. We keep on calling God. God cannot come down from heaven to help us. It's in our hands to revive our country. The opportunity is there if they will allow the election to hold. The opportunity is there. Let the masses come out and do the right thing. Vote the right man. Vote who they think that will revive this country. Because the country is in a very bad shape now. Very, very bad shape. Let us stop pretending that all is well, all is not well.